Hello, athletes and fans of bodybuilding. This is Tarek Elgindi with the Mr. Olympia. I'm here with JM Manion, the most iconic photographer for bodybuilding for the NPC and the IFBB Pro League. JM, you've been taking pictures for a long time. You've been to the Olympia more than any of us. Talk to us a little bit about your first show, when you first came to take pictures. How long ago was that?
Oh my God, I've been doing this 38 years professionally now. My first assignment was actually the World Games in London, England in 1985. You remember Dave Hawk and Matt Mendenhall?
Yeah, Matt Mendenhall.
Yeah, they were all on the thing, yeah. I actually have a picture of my dad crossing Abbey Road.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
The fifth Beatle.
Yes. That was my very first assignment for Flex Magazine. That was,
Shoes off.
yeah.
1985, guys, I was 6 years old. JM, we're gonna put you on the spot. JM, we're gonna put you on the spot.
How old was Chris then?
Chris was
What
16.
was that, 85? Yeah.
Yeah.
85?
16.
Well,
He barely
we know
driving.
he was taking
16,
second place somewhere. That's all we know. JM, Kareth Baggio versus Ole Kriv, 212. It looks like a crazy battle. Who do you have?
Right now I have Kareth.
Gisele Machado versus Elisa Alcantara. That's a war right there. Who do you have?
Well, this is a rematch from Pittsburgh last week, okay? And I think it's going to come down to the confirmation of scoring round. Because they're both, listen, they competed in the Olympia last year. Elisa was third, Gisele was fifth. Okay, they come to Pittsburgh. Gisele was the defending champion, just like she is here this week. And Elisa got her last week in the confirmation of scoring round. There's a lot of people that won in the confirmation of scoring round in Pittsburgh last week, and they're all here. We're seeing a lot of rematches from last week, so this is going to be interesting. I mean, Elisa looks fantastic, but Gisele is vastly improved, if you can believe it, in 6 days.
You know you got a battle. You can always tell by the judges, okay? If they turn them more than 3 times, then you know it's really close. If you get 2 or 3, they pretty much got it down. Thank you, ladies,
Yes.
right? They can start going 4, 5, 6 times, just like in the men's, right?
And then even when
You
there's
know
just two
it's
of them,
tight.
and they just switch them this way, it's still...
Yeah, it's very. I agree with JM. It's going to come down to the confirmation round tonight, and hopefully we can put this in this year. I've been begging for this year. We need the bikini pose down, JM. That would be epic.
What about a wellness pose on, Tarek? What do you think?
Well, there's nothing.
I
Chris
think,
is-
well,
Chris is-
we need to have Chris out of the building if we have a wellness pose down.
Everybody knows
based
that
on his historical background here.
There's nothing half-assed about a wellness pose. Right?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Just saying.
JM, Ali Bilal versus Vitor Chavez. Who do you have?
Another rematch from Pittsburgh. And, I thought the Vitor looked better from Pittsburgh, but I just think that Ali just got crisper.
Yeah.
I'm going with Ali right now.
And in bodybuilding, we haven't had prejudging. The place is packed. The expectation is huge. Bob Ciccarello picked Quentin Beastwood to win. Chris Cormier, the real deal, said, Nick Walker is winning this thing. JM Manion, who's winning the New York Pro 2024?
No one's talking about Martin Fitzwater? Or Fitzgerald, as you know him as?
Yeah.
Who said Fitzgerald?
Fitzpatrick. I don't know.
We already corrected Chris.
Let's just
We
go.
already
Let's just go with
corrected.
Martin Fitz. And this way, you're
Martin
always covered.
Fitz, yes.
I think he's going to be the surprise.
You think Martin Fitzwater is winning the New York Pro?
I think he's going to shock people because I saw him last night.
Well, let's break this down, okay? Because everybody they kind of get on the Nick bandwagon, and I get that. Listen, Nick is tremendous.
Absolutely.
Been as high as third at the Olympia. Thick as a brick. He's a freak. He's a mutant, right? That said, this is still the sport of professional bodybuilding, all right? You're looking for the best overall physique out there. We talk about checking those boxes all the time. You can't just take it and shove it into the corner. Symmetry, proportion, shape, and size. That's 4 boxes right there. And this is why I predicted Quentin to be in the mix and possibly win. Listen, we all know Nick's the favorite. That's a given, right? But when you start checking those boxes, to me, Nick's behind in round 1. He cannot be more symmetrical than Quentin or Martin or a few other the guys out there. That's not his forte. It's not until you get to the muscularity around it Nick shines through, especially from those side poses. But
Yeah.
Quentin's a beast, right?
Yeah.
He's tall, he's big, and I tell you, the best sign that I saw is he actually looked small to me yesterday. Now, some people might think that that's a negative. No, that's a positive.
It's a small for Quentin.
For Quentin, right?
Yes.
But that means, you know what that means? He's in shape, Chris.
Yes,
And when
you
when you look big and clothed, right, you go,
Right.
"Man, holy crap, look at the size. It's usually not a good sign in bodybuilding because it usually means that they're probably not, dieted down enough. Quentin looks ready to rumble.
You're 100% right, Bob. Back in the day when I was a smaller guy, that was one thing that the people that was helping me say is the bigger guys, you don't have to worry about them. It's the smaller guys in the clothes, it's the flex wheelers of the sport. That's who you guys got to worry about.
And you had some big boys next to you, like Paul Dillette and some of these monsters, right?
But they, the attributes are going to shine through the small waist, the deep cuts, and Beastwood has all of those on his favor.
Yeah.
And Fitzwater has those also.
So basically, we've come down to we've got the Martian, the Mutant, and the Beast.
Yeah.
These guys are animals.
And listen, Bob Ciccarello is picking Quentin Beastwood to win. J.M. Manion is picking Martin Fitzwater to win, and Chris Cormier is picking Nick Walker to win. We just need to find somebody to pick Beef Stew to win.
That's your job.
You know what I mean? Let's find somebody to pick Beef Stew, and then we'll be even. Ladies and gentlemen, JM, thank you so much. JM has been one of the icons of our industry, and I share a moment here because the last time my mom came to a bodybuilding show, JM got my family together and we took a picture, and that was in 2011, and that was the last picture of my mom in a bodybuilding show. So I still have that picture. Yes. And it came out.
I stopped you guys when you were coming out, remember?
And it came out on the NPC News Online. And if JM had not stopped us, I would have never had that picture. So that was my mom's last bodybuilding show. Thank you so much for that.
Yes.
Bob, Chris Cormier, Tarek Gindi with the Mr. Olympia. We'll see what happens. Before it was going to be one person was going to be wrong, and now we're going to have two people that are going to be wrong. Let's find out what happens.
What's cool, though, is that you have a diversity of people all picking somebody else. And that's great for the sport. It's great for the New York Pro. But it's great when it's not just a given. When Nick Walker announced he was going to the New York Pro, he said, that's it. Nobody else is going to go in. The show's going to suck right there because they just gave it to him. That's not the case there. And we haven't even, there's Tim Budesheim is in there, right? He could be a sleeper. There's a couple other guys that might creep up and might kick somebody else out of that top 3 or top 5. You just got to bring it. You got to bring it on game day.
Tonio Burton.
Tonio Burton. We haven't even mentioned. Here's a guy who's won numerous shows.
Well, if Tonio wins, then we're all wrong.
Well, and listen, Tonio is one of those guys. He's not going to get a lot of fanfare out there, right? He's not going to be a lot of preseason picks. He's a small guy, but he's very Dexter Jackson-like from back in the day. For any of us that remember Dexter when he first came up past the North Americans, this is a guy that kind of just creeps up on you, Chris. He creeped up on you, and he creeped up on everybody else.
Tell them what the class that Dexter went at the North Americans.
So Dexter Jackson, when he first started, was a bantamweight, okay? All he did was put on 100 pounds over the course of his, 100. Think about that for a minute. 100 pounds over his career to eventually become Mr. Olympia. That's a hell of a story right there. Tonio Burton, could he be the next Dexter Jackson? We'll see tonight.
Well, Dexter Jackson turned pro as a light heavy at the North Americans. Antonio Burton turned pro as a light heavy at the USA.
First competition, he was a bantamweight.
Yeah, at the NPC level, he started as a bantamweight. That's 140-something pounds.
So let me say this, too. All of you that saw the guest posing last week, that's a week ago. That has no bearing on this. So everybody that was writing Nick off from that,
that's not fair.
You're all wrong. I'm just telling you that now.
You don't peak for a guest posing. Okay. Two, the only critique I had on Nick was that he didn't tan his face. But other than that, the guy's a beast, right?
That was 10 pounds ago.
Yes.
Well, listen, you talk about the apples, we talk about the oranges, we talk about comparison. All those guys we just mentioned all have diametrically different physiques. Think about it. Tonio, small guy, not the tallest guy in the line. Quint Beastwood, 6'2", big boy out there, right? Fitzwater, not big, not small, in between. Nick, short, thick, stocky. He's going to outmuscle everybody on the stage. Those guys right there represent 4 completely different physiques. You know this, Tarek, because you sit on these judging panels. It's very, very difficult. And sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's more difficult when you've got 4 different physiques like that to compare. Sometimes one guy just presents himself. Other times it's a who pick 'em.
Well, I'm going to say I think that with the men's body, we're going to see more than one turn and everything with all these guys.
I think so, too.
They're going to be like chess pieces.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be exciting. The men's bodybuilding is about to come up, and we're all going to be watching and reporting to you guys. My name is Tarek Gindi with the Mr. Olympia. I'm here with the icon behind the camera for the NPC and the IFBB Pro League, J.M. Manion, and Bob Ciccarello, 2000 Mr. USA's, and Chris Cormier, 1993 Mr. USA's.
And former Night of Champions winner.
Yes, he won 1997. He won 4 Ironmans, and he never won the Olympia. My name is Tarek El Gindi. We'll see you next time.